You ready for this?
Yeah.
Is everyone ready?
We're recording.
I'm thinking. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new threat to America that we're here to discuss for each and every single one of you. These two patriots with me here today are here today to be wonderfully free. I have with me today.
You're not going to finish that, are you?
Finish what?
You like stop mid-sentence.
I am going to finish that sentence, but I want to make sure I introduce you guys into the war effort first.
To the war effort.
Because we're discussing a new threat to America. Bears. That's right. I'm discussing bears. Do you know what they are currently? There are currently flying bears out there in Canada causing nuisances that are instantly notified. You look it up online. Look it up online. The headline says flying bear killed 2 of them. That is a new threat to America. That's right, 2 of them. And there's going to be a problematic situation where they're going to develop laser eyes. We are experiencing World Bear 3. That's right, World of Bear 3.
What happened to World Bear 1 and 2?
No, we don't talk about those. Those are declassified, just like the Emu Wars. We don't talk about the Emu Wars.
I can't believe 2 countries lost wars to emus.
I can't believe that either. But anyways, I'm here to introduce my fellow compatriots in this endeavor. We have with ourselves Agari Ichu.
I don't like bears.
I can't believe he doesn't like bears. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn it. Okay.
I mean, wait, no, I'm not trying to commit treason. Anyway, how to my right of me? The one power surge above them all. Oh boy. It is Gabriel Surge VA.
I barely like bears.
You played Epic Dumpster Bear a while
I did
back,
play
yeah.
Epic. Did you know there's an Epic Dumpster Bear 2?
No,
it's on Switch. I think I showed him.
He showed me. So if you would like to go into it and describe what Dumpster Bear 2
Epic
is.
Dumpster Bear. Listen, I only played like the first 2 worlds of it, but it's basically like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe of Epic Dumpster Bear, where it's like Epic Dumpster Bear 1, and then there was an Epic Dumpster Bear 2. And it combines them into one game, and then there's like more or some shit like that. And it's epic. And there are dumpster bears, and he does time traveling bullshit.
It's awesome.
That's what the whole sequel's about, is Electric 2 Boogaloo Bear.
Electric Boogaloo 2 Bear.
2 Bear.
2 Bear.
2 Bear, 2 Bears.
Welcome everyone to the
This is actually the first recording of Pixel Pulse, the podcast that's going to keep a pulse on the gaming industry.
The podcast that's going to make you want to pulse out of this fucking room.
We mainly have a bunch of pixels on our screen, because that's why we're all the pixel pulsing.
We are pulsing the pixels right now.
Anyways.
That sounds like a euphemism.
What? I wanted to go ahead and avoid the euphemism.
Reminder, audience, that the show can be abbreviated as PP.
Yes. We did this on purpose.
Because it's Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Don't you think about Don't you think about PP over there?
I ain't thinking about nothing. I'm thinking about nothing.
Agari is currently thinking about PP.
You got no proof of this.
You're right, I don't. But I personally just like to think of the picture points, the power points from Dead Rising and Pokemon. I'm not thinking about penis.
Now you are.
I am.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to go ahead and break it down into each and every single one of you and bring up the first question for today. This is just a little bit of an intro segment to get to know our people here with us today. Normally, this is a show that we'd like to have guests on eventually when we grow a little bit more, but we're going to keep it with just the 3 amigos, the three compadres, the 3 dweebs.
The 3 Ps.
Oh, yeah.
The 3 penises.
Wow.
That's all I am!
It's a penis!
Unfortunately, it is kind of unsanitary that he is just one giant penis. I don't know why there's like some weird ooze from the testicle region. I don't know if it's because he's constantly having to walk on concrete with his scrotum.
So much for the first podcast.
This show is in the trash, like Epic Dumpster Bear.
What do you mean the show's in the trash? This is great. We're starting off strong.
So I guess, yeah, we should probably do... I don't know if this is actually going to be our first real episode. We've, the 3 of us have discussed this. This may be something that you, the audience, is hearing, or maybe I'm talking to literally no one right now.
This is a Patreon exclusive from the amount of times I said scrote.
Yeah, this is scrote content. So
No, it
basically,
is not.
I guess what we should do,
Please do.
considering it might be our pilot, is give a little introduction for everyone here.
That's what I'm trying to do as well, a
Okay.
little bit. So I want to go ahead and go into it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start with our wonderful sound engineer, Mr. Gabriel. Please tell us a little bit more about your profession and what you're trying to accomplish on the interspace.
Well, my profession is,
Spoiler alert!
but my non-paid profession is I like to do audio work, lots of it. I have VA in my name because for a short time I was into voice acting, and I still kind of am, but truthfully, these days it's more about just audio in general and audio engineering. I painstakingly went through the process for the last 2 hours, 3 hours trying to get this whole damn thing set up today. I thought I had everything set up. I did not have everything set up, but that was fun. I'm still excited though, because for me, I just like equipment and I like fucking with audio stuff, and I don't know, audio engineering is fun for me.
It's nice to
What was
take
the
a
most-
challenge on.
What was the most frustrating part of the setup for this that annoyed you the most? What was the...
It was generally all the talk about your two penis holes.
Well, we haven't really talked about that yet here, so we'll come back to that when we go into my profession.
Okay.
Your profession is two penis holes?
You should see my resume. It's fucking wild.
Oh, great.
Mr. Agari Uchu. Are you what's them pronouns there?
He, they.
So I'm okay with doing Mr.
Yeah.
I had to make sure because
Yeah,
I
no,
just
you're good.
realized that you're
Oh yeah,
you're subhuman.
he's in here as well, I guess.
Yeah.
He's lasered.
I am Lizard.
So please tell me more about your profession and what you like to do on the Intersphere.
Well, for those who do know me, I am Agari Uchu. I am a VTuber on I am a VTuber on Twitch, and I stream every other day. You know, I just play video games and I, talk with my chat. I'm a big yapper. I like to yap a lot. I like make my mouth make noises, and I'm all like on the internet. I do a couple things here and there with a couple friends. My birthday, as of this recording, is coming up in a couple days, so we're excited about that. I'll be turning a young 27, and
Crisp.
a crisp 27. Okay,
It's really when you start getting completely at the optimal amount of crunchy.
yeah, I can't wait to be crunchy. I just look to the left and my neck just pops and I just die.
Basically, if you turn into a Rice Krispie treat, you're on the right track.
Hell yeah.
So what would you say you do for Pixel Pulse?
For Pixel Pulse, this is more of my I would say kind of like journalism side for gaming. For my Agari Uchu VTuber side, I play games. I don't really talk about them too much, but for this side, my goal is kind of just bring back that journalistic side of what I had, bringing up game news, talking with people, talking with my friends here, and making sure that we just bring making sure that there's like things are covered in the gaming space, and just talking about it and having a good old podcast session with my buddies.
For the record, by the way, I don't think your whisper is going to pick up. The noise canceling probably didn't pick that
but
up.
that was more of a yeah. So in the middle of his dialogue, I leaned in and I went, "Friends is a strong word," but they didn't. Yeah, but anyways, so what are you currently streaming right now, or going through and stream right now?
My last thing that I played was Valorant. I do a lot of FPS shooters, but I'm currently going through 2 playthroughs of different games right now. I'm doing Pokemon Shining Pearl and Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, did you also go Pearl?
No.
I didn't even play those games.
Oh, I was gonna say I also went Pearl, so I was just sitting here like, oh, is Gabe also a Pearl guy?
If I would have had Platinum or Platinum, but if I would have had Diamond and Pearl, I probably would have been Diamond.
Well, I mainly we're talking about like the remakes that came out.
Right.
It was weird that
Even with the remakes,
it's weird that they didn't do a Platinum remake.
I like the Alga. That's the blue one, right? Yeah, that's the
Alga's
one I would
blue
want.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is I mean, this isn't my first Pokemon. The first one is when I got that 2DS from you guys, and it was Moon that I got.
Yeah,
that was my
remember
first Pokemon that I
Moon.
played. Yeah.
Pokemon Moon was really good.
Yeah,
Did
never
I
beat
give you
it.
that, or how did we give you that?
We went to Walmart together.
No, it was GameStop because you guys went in on a 2DS for me.
Oh,
yeah,
I do remember this.
some stuff.
Wasn't there in the old outlet? Wasn't there a video about this?
Yeah, he reviewed the 2DS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, if you guys go up, I don't know if it's removed from the channel, but if this
probably removed, yeah.
Okay, damn. I was gonna say if it did get posted and if it's still available, we'll throw it up on the thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's because it just shows my face.
Oh yeah, that's fair too. I forgot that we're going more in a direction where you are not going to be physically able on the webcam.
What do you mean
physically able on the
webcam? We're going to cripple you every time we put you on camera.
Pilmanize your legs.
We will break your arms.
I knew it.
This is Pilmanize a specific body part so that way every time you're on television you have to act like it's injured.
It's just another finger every time I go on this podcast.
I guess we come down to the third member who needs to explain their biography.
Wario.
No, I was talking about Cleo the cat.
Oh,
but
not in the room.
My name is Water Melvin. I also respond to dipshit and asshole depending on the days. My current profession is I prefer to try and learn editing and doing YouTube. Currently, I'm working on a few video essays. I very much have been getting consumed by Fallout London, and I also found out you can mod Starfields. That's another thing that's been kind of a curse. But recently I'm working on content for the closed beta for Marvel Rivals. I got into that and captured about 3 hours of footage. There is they welcome people actually making content about it, so I'm actually going to have a few videos up on my channel here eventually detailing the beta and my thoughts and stuff like that are going to be. I'm a big fan of wrestling. I'll try to probably incorporate a few things. In fact, you guys already heard me make a wrestling reference. I said Pilmanize the leg.
Nope, didn't hear that.
I heard it.
I heard it, but didn't acknowledge what that meant.
My role here for Pixel Pulse is I am the host, which is terrible decision making, but you know what? I think we're going to find out that I'm the best equipped with my handsome good looks.
You are a sexy man.
You're not gonna see on camera.
Yeah, not yet, at least.
Yeah.
What if we have a camera and it's only him?
It's just Melvin.
Just the Water Melvin cam.
But it's not actually him. It's just a real melon that we're filming in real time, and then we can like draw on it.
With my background, though, I've always had a mild interest in journalism. I've actually pursued a few journalism courses when I was in education. Learning. I actually gone and have wrote for a school paper a few times. I've done a review before for the original gaming outlet. I was the cameraman during our Nintendo Switch event we had, which you can watch me get trampled. And essentially, this is where I'm hoping to do this here and have fun with my friends in Pixel Pulse. And yeah, I hope we have a fun improv-based time. The objective here necessarily is, yes, it's Pixel Pulse. But I'd like to make it a lot about more of our personalities and what we like to bring to the table. And so starting with that, I'm going to go with a very hot topic answer. It's going to fucking be real low button. I hope you guys are ready. This is going to challenge your political views and everything you hold closely. Are you ready?
Oh God, I'm scared.
Gabe.
I forgot to mention that I do also do streaming.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that again in a second. We'll bring back around after you know what, Gabe? Where do you stream at?
The Twitch. The Twitch.
The Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? He do that. He do that.
No, I was just thinking because, Gary mentioned it and I forgot. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I do that as well. I stream on Twitch like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, depending. Playing Monkey Ball at the moment. It's a good game. There's also a game called Yakuza. I just watched this guy named Majima beat the shit out of some dudes. I mean, that happens a lot in the game, I think. But
you're playing Yakuza 0 specifically, right? Yeah. So I guess I didn't ask Gary this as well. What you said you stream 5 days a week. Do you guys have set times for your stream? Like, what are your streaming schedules like?
Well, I stream whenever I have the motivation to do it. My day job is exhausting, so there are just some times where I'm just like, tonight's not a night. But I work second shift, so I stream really late at night, usually like 1 a.m., 1:30 usually is when I start, sometimes 2, and then I'll go until like 4:30 a.m. It's ridiculous. Never watch my stream if you have a real life. If you don't have a real life, then feel free to stop by.
I mean, I am a second shift worker as well, so I'd probably be in that time range if I were to ever start streaming, so I feel that. Agari, do you have a set time you like to...
I usually do. My streams are usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, but with Tuesdays now, it's just kind of not able to happen with my current job. So I'll probably swap that to Wednesdays, but I usually start around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I go for about 2-3 hours at a time.
All right, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves into our first topic for today. So what the idea for this talk show is we're going to address topics from each of our guests to get an opinion on them and actually embrace their character and personalities of who they are. We'll go ahead and actually start with Yugari.
Yugari. Okay.
It's just me looking over at Gabriel over there and him going, no.
All right.
So, Agari Uchu, what did you bring for show and tell today?
So today I'm going to be talking about the whole situation with Bungee, the whole situation that happened with them. I can't find my topics here, blah, blah, blah. I found it. So it turns out, Bungee had cut their workforce by about 17%. About 220 people got recently laid off due to monetary issues. With that being said, it was also noted that the CEO of Bungee had, as soon as they got acquired by Sony, had spent about $2.3 million on classic cars and showed them off to all the employees there. And it was only fitting for the Bungee employees to lose their jobs about, a couple months after that had happened. And
God.
So everyone's talking about that. And then they had also claimed that they are no longer working on Destiny 3. They're no longer going to be putting out big form content for Destiny because they don't have a development team for it anymore, or at least as big of a development team as they did. Because with that problem being there, there's just, like the CEO is not making good decisions. He's wasting money. He's just kind of going out of his way and making sure that, nobody is safe in, Bungee. And it's just kind of a bad practice. I think it's more of a personal thing that he's dealing with. He'd rather just have his own succession versus, making sure that they're delivering out content that people actually adore. And as far as it goes for the newest DLC that was released, it was the Final Shape. Apparently, pre-order sales were a lot less than it was for Lightfall.
Now, I guess my question here is, how long had they been working on Destiny 3? I wasn't even aware they were working on Destiny 3.
They were working on it. As far as I know, that they were working on it about 2, 3, 4 years ago, somewhere in that range. I don't have it off the top of my head, but they have been in development of it because of Destiny becoming year 10. And so they were in development of that because they were claiming that the Final Shape was going to be the last big expansion. And they just were like, yeah, we're in development of Destiny 3 now, but it has been since completely benched and canceled.
So now you said they're no longer doing large form content on Destiny 2. Does that mean there will no longer be any expansions for Destiny 2 as well then?
There's no more expansions coming out. They don't plan on it. They plan on doing like short form content, like maybe just a couple seasons here and there, but otherwise they are no longer giving out big like yearly expansions anymore.
Do you have a feeling that maybe it's because they dragged Destiny 2 on for too long that they might be experiencing a lower player base?
See, that's the thing that I am intrigued with, because every time that Destiny had released a new expansion, all those players would come back and the player base would come back, and they would come back every time. And I can see why people were all like, oh, it's just the same show that I'm dealing with, over and over and over again. I'm coming back. I'm playing Destiny. New DLC drops. I'm playing Destiny for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. Then I drop it again because there's nothing going on. And then, another big DLC is announced with another big thing with the DLC. It's all about the factor of just coming back. And I can see why people would get tired of that. I was kind of tired of that as well because I like Destiny. I like playing Destiny. I like how it is as an FPS MMO. You know, you get to grind for loot, you get to do whatever, you get to spec out your classes, but every once in a while, just like waiting for the next thing to happen, waiting for the next part of the story to be developed, it can be incredibly boring.
Well, I guess my thought on like Destiny 2 was like a live service maybe being problematic. Because when I think of like Destiny 2 with the expansion situation, I my immediate like 1-to-1 parallel is World of Warcraft.
Okay.
I think of all of the World of Warcraft expansions that come before it, and I guess my thing here is, would it have been a better financial move for Bungie to go and make Destiny 3 and try to bring in new audiences that way? Or was it better for them to keep just running down this multiple expansion pass? Like, for me, I don't want to get into this last expansion because I've already missed like the last two. I'm already behind.
Yeah, so I see your idea. I see where you come from. I know that they had, at least before everything had come up with the final shape, they had the last, I think it was the last 3 DLCs completely free for people to play up until the final shape had been launched. So if people were super interested enough in wanting to get into Destiny, then they could just grind the hell out of it and, you know, get all the information that they want. But I mean, otherwise it's still $60 content. It's still $60 DLC, and it's still, you know, like if you don't have these DLCs, you can't do certain activities.
Yeah,
you can't
so it would make sense that they're slowly losing their player base.
Right.
Gabe, do you have any like thoughts or feelings about like live service games and how they can maintain their player base in general?
Well, for me, here's the thing. I don't really play a lot of live service games. The closest thing that I have any experience with is, I guess I have played some Fortnite. You could maybe argue Splatoon is somewhat of a live service game, even though kind of not really, because they already like have everything that they're going to plan out for that like ahead of time. It's not like something that's indefinite like a lot of these games are.
Yeah, I guess like the only thing that can maybe qualify Splatoon as a live service is the rotating times for the maps, maybe.
I was more thinking about how they constantly continue to offer free updates for like years after the game comes out, but generally they have like a roadmap like before the game even comes out on how they're going to release that stuff. So
yeah, that's Splatoon kind of more packages itself as a whole experience from the get-go.
Yeah.
While live service games are usually jump in and will continue providing free updates for this. But how do you feel about like with the idea of like jumping into like Destiny 2? Would you want to jump into it if like at this point where it's finally over and they're on their last DLC, or would you just...
I've only played about like 2 hours of Destiny 2, and I didn't really care for it. So that's just a personal thing on that regard. I guess another example of a live service game that's kind of indefinite would be Minecraft. I play that, and that gets, you know, yearly updates every year. And I do have to wonder, like, how does a company like that continue to profit off of it? Because it's not like they're selling. I mean, people still buy Minecraft, but it's not like, you know, they're getting, you know, new purchases every year. And
they're not paying for DLC, really.
Yeah, I know a lot of that from Minecraft comes from the Bedrock edition, and it's like microtransaction stuff like that. But still, like, for a game to like have like an indefinite, you know, development cycle, essentially, it's a cool idea, but it's not really a mystery to me why financially for many of these companies this is a terrible idea. And we're starting to really see, you know, these games that have existed 6, 7, 8 years as live service games finally have to, you know, end their services because the company running them needs to make more money. That said, I do think that it's a bit scummy that the CEO is buying all these cars instead of taking, you know, investing his money into his company. You know, I hate to only be the Nintendo guy here, but that is like my primary thing here. And one notation I can cite is when Iwata took a pay cut during the middle of the Wii U in order to ensure no Nintendo employees would get laid off. And it's kind of a shame that a lot more companies don't end up being like that.
I don't think you should down. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I do want to interject real quick and just say that they got bought out by Sony in 2022 for $3.6 billion.
Yeah.
I do imagine that the Sony overhead probably might have changed how their company was structured a little bit. But I was going to go back with what Gabe was saying about the Nintendo thing. I don't think necessarily being the Nintendo guy should downtrack any like sort of like statement there. So I think that it's fair. Like it's still a very good example of a CEO putting his company first over himself. And I think that should be the standard when it comes to this situation where you have hundreds of employees underneath you.
Just like imagine, just because he also showed all these employees their vehicles.
That's the worst
like,
part. Like,
just imagine like, hey, this is your replacement. Like, sure, maybe in the time they don't know, but for all we know, he could just be like, yeah, look, here's my one, $500,000 car that's replacing your job.
But I guess my question here also, though, because we were talking about the idea of like live service games, does Destiny do like you said Destiny does like a season pass, correct?
Yes.
So I guess for my definition for live service games, I usually imagine anything with like an active battle pass every season.
Okay.
Would be more of like a live service game, I think.
Where does Fortnite gain its money? Just from
battle
sponsorship?
passes? They do battle passes and then a lot of crossovers for their skins. Like, I know me, myself alone, I just put in like 50.
Who pays for the crossover? Does Epic pay the other companies, or are the other companies paying Epic to be sponsored in Fortnite? What's the power balance of this?
I'm not quite sure, actually. We can get our guy to look at it, Agari, if you want to do that. But my educated guess would be Disney. Like, say we'll use the Marvel one because there's a lot of Marvel characters in there right now. I imagine Disney recognizes Fortnite as a platform for media, because Fortnite at this point has become a media platform.
Yeah.
With all of its custom game modes. Hold on, we got our tech guy.
Aside from game engine licensing, Epic Games earns revenue through the royalties and licensing agreements with various entities.
That's so they pay. So Disney, for example, pays Fortnite, not Fortnite pays Disney.
There you go.
Yep.
So, which makes sense because it's their it's their platform that's getting used for it.
This includes licensing their intellectual property such as characters, music, and other game assets for use in movies, television shows, merchandise, and other forms of media.
I guess it's like Fortnite's getting paid to make professional fan art. Essentially, is what that is what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing.
Interesting.
But I guess that's where I personally would put the idea for what a live service game would be. It would be the Game Pass. And then I guess since we're still kind of mentioning Bungee, I know that this kind of excludes you a little bit because we're talking about Nintendo and everything too. But
I know some stuff outside of Nintendo. It's just this particular I'm not super familiar with Bungee
or Destiny. Yeah. I guess in this scenario, though, do you think it was a mistake for Bungee to move on from Microsoft?
Michael,
especially with the state of what the Halo series is today.
I don't think that their move from Microsoft was an issue. I think the issue is the CEO. The issue is the CEO. Everyone in their community for Destiny is talking about how bad.
I mean, we can blame the CEO though, but look at what the products they've been putting out. Though
I know, but for Destiny, I would argue that it's been a very successful game. And as far as it is now, like, sure, maybe nowadays, maybe not as much, but there's still people coming in pre-orders, like spending hundreds of dollars getting the season pass or the annual pass with the games and stuff like that.
We've also been seeing that go on a decline though.
Right. Correct. But I mean, keep in mind that there's a very big loyal fan base to Destiny. Not that there isn't for anywhere else, but Destiny's got a real big loyal fan base.
Oh yeah, like every like massive MMO will have that fan base.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was a mistake for them to move, especially knowing what happened to Halo with 343 Industries. I don't think that Bungee moving from Microsoft to Sony has anything to do with, what has happened.
Well, I mean, more so as a player who also has been, you yourself have been keeping up with Destiny 2 for a lot of it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When Bungee moved off from Microsoft and became more of a Sony company, Did you notice any sort of like decline in quality with the product at all?
For me, no, I didn't notice anything. But it did take me a minute to get back into Destiny because I had a lot of time where I was just not playing Destiny. I would come back in periodic moments, but for me personally, in my own perspective, I have not seen a decline in quality of gaming. Some people may argue that, because of the whole move from Microsoft to Sony, some people are like, oh yeah, maybe there is a quality dip. But for me personally, I've never seen that quality dip.
Okay. What kind of class do you play in Destiny 2, and what's your light level currently?
I play Warlock, and they introduced the new Prismatic subclass, which is super fun. It takes all the classes and basically puts them into one giant amalgamation to where you can use skills from different classes, or not from different I don't know what they're called off the top of my head, but like elements that you get the strand, you get the stasis, you get the solar, the void, the shock one. I forget that one, but you can mix all your abilities and stuff, and you can make them to as overpowered as you want them to be. And Warlock is like one of the best classes for that right now.
Hunter supremacy.
I was a hunter main for a minute.
All right. Well, I guess my next question, just to finish off on the Bungee subject, we're going to go ahead and go, do you wish Bungee would have kept Halo?
That's a loaded question. I mean, like, yes, I would absolutely, because I grew up with Bungee with their Halos, and Halo 3 was one of my most played games growing up. And Halo 2, I remember playing Combat Evolved, and I was like, I love this. I was absolutely infatuated with Halo. And I, of course, always think that if it would have been Bungie, we would have had a different route than we did from 343. Everything would probably be a lot better. The story would probably be a lot better. The game would probably be a lot better. But all in all, in my personal opinion, yes, I would love to have Bungie back for the Halo games.
Now, the reason why I bring this up to you real quick before we swap off to our next subject here is did you hear 343 is going to start remaking the series yet again from the first one up?
I did not hear about that. And
separately from the Master Chief Collection?
Separately from the Master Chief Collection again.
I don't know if I like that.
Which, most people's genuine opinion is, at least they'll remake Halo 3 finally, right?
But I don't know.
Not a lot of people necessarily want that, but I guess also what bothers me is they're going to re-release these as whole games. We're not getting a new Halo game.
Are we talking like Final Fantasy VII remake style of remake, or just like doing the Master Chief Collection again? Like,
who know? I don't know. I think they're planning on doing it from the ground up. I'm not sure. All I know is it just seems kind of weird because we had the Master Chief Collection already.
I know, and I want them to update the Master Chief Collection because I love the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually started playing Halo within the last year.
I did. That's why I was hoping we can bring you in.
And I played Halo 1 and Halo 2 so far, and Master Chief Collection, yeah, it's great. I like being able to switch between the different graphic modes. I mean, the only thing that would maybe justify this decision to remake them yet again is if it was a Final Fantasy VII remake style where they're gonna like really
make it from the ground up.
Because yeah, there was a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there were definitely some moments with the first two games plots where I was just like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
Like Halo 1 was fantastic for its time.
But playing it in 2024 is like, this is just all right.
3 as well, yeah. Maybe so. The idea of the remakes could work, but part that gets me though is 343 takes 3 to 4 years to make a game. So potentially we're looking at 12 years before we could even see Halo 3 remade.
No,
that's a little bit much. Can you do me a favor and can you look up the sales on the Master Chief's Collection? Because that's what we're going to go into next, is actually the sales on that. And then we're going to move to a different topic related towards sales from our friend Gabriel.
Okay, so I don't have sales, but I do have units.
How many units did Master Chief Collection push?
As of December 2019, it was over 1 million units, but in total, it has sold 81 million copies worldwide.
So that sounds like the game is a success at the very minimum.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So now that we're on the subject of sales, I do believe we saw some news about Nintendo and their sales, and I think we're going to go ahead and pass this over to Mr. Gabe over there.
Yeah, so every quarter, obviously, most companies do this. They'll do like financial reports. I don't really follow most of them, but this one happened to graze my timeline, and there's some interesting statistics here with the sales report. Hang on, I'm trying to. Where the fuck did I post this? Was it under topics?
It's in topics at the very bottom here. I got the list up myself.
All right. Well, first of all, it should be noted that the Switch itself is continuing to sell. I think. Gary, can you give me the total Switch sales? I don't have it on this list, but I believe it has now outsold the DS, meaning the only console it has yet to outsell is PlayStation 2.
141.3 million.
And how much did the DS sell? 141.3. Yeah, that's still insane, regardless of how you look at it.
It's wild to think that Nintendo, just last console generation, practically failed.
It hasn't beat it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's at 154.02 million units as for the Nintendo DS.
Okay, maybe that's not updated with the quarter 2, or maybe I'm just mistaken. But anyways, so I have the list of the top 69 sales. I'm going to go from the bottom up here and read to you how much these top 69, mostly, I think this list is specifically like first party Nintendo or like second party. So like not necessarily things like Minecraft and how much that has sold on Switch, but just like Switch exclusive games. At number 69, we have Bayonetta 3.
Wow, I didn't expect to see that on this list.
At just over 1 million sales, which, by the way, everything on this list has sold at least 1 million copies. So,
which is very... Well, wait, you said there was 143 million Switches sold?
About 141 million, yeah.
That's
at least 1 million is still pretty successful, all things considered.
No, I'm not like trying to dog it. It's just interesting to think about like the percentage of the player base on a Switch that would be buying these games.
Mm-hmm. Once we get to the top of the list, then it'll start really filling out with like most people having them. So I haven't played Bayonetta 3 myself, but you know,
you're going through the Bayonetta series before, didn't you?
Yep, I played Bayonetta 1 last year, played Bayonetta 2 this year. I heard 3 is all right, but
did you hear about the voice acting stuff that happened behind 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that was a big controversy. I don't really remember all the full details on it, but
I guess the original voice actress demanded more money or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know enough to comment on it, unfortunately. I don't want to think so. Have you ever tried Bayonetta?
I've never played. I barely touch Nintendo games as is. I'm only recently just trying to get into Nintendo games. I've never touched a Bayonetta.
Well, Bayonetta 1 and 2 were... Well, actually, Bayonetta 1 was an Xbox game.
I've never touched it.
So essentially, Bayonetta is kind of a witch. That's the character. She's a witch. And a lot of the appeal comes from doing insane amounts of combos to go and make her more and more nude as you're doing the combos.
You ever played Devil May Cry?
I was just going to say, that sounds like Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
It's sexy. It's
if
sexy
you also don't, I mean, if you don't consider Dante sexy.
Dante. Anyways, I don't think I have enough time to like comment on all of these things on this list, but
I mean, there's just some things like I specifically have background with Bayonetta myself.
At number 68, we have Mario versus Donkey Kong. Oh, I don't think I listed the exact sales of Bayonetta. It's 1,070,000.
Also, this is as of Q1 2023 on the bottom there.
Oh yeah, some of these aren't necessarily updated for Q2 and such. You know, the games that aren't recent. You know, I'm sure they've sold enough over the years, but they probably haven't like broken more than a couple tens of thousands of sales, so it probably won't reflect on this chart. Anyways, at number 68, we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the remake that came out earlier this year, at 1.15 million. Game Builder Garage, which was, for those who don't know, an interesting thing where it was basically Dreams, but Nintendo.
Oh.
and you could like make games with it.
Did they have like an online component to share with friends and stuff too?
I think they did, but it wasn't nearly as popular as Dreams. I think it was a bit more restrictive in that regard, and it was meant to be like baby's first make your own video game. But
That's what we need to go back to. We need to readdress the idea of a Dreams Let's Play, me and you.
yeah. At number 66, this surprises me that this sold this much, is Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. It has to be just because it's Luigi and Mario brand, because as far as I'm concerned, this game, I like Luigi's Mansion 2 a lot more than most, but this remake is a nothing burger of a game. It is just, it looks like the game running on Citra, and there's nothing more to it than that.
I mean, I guess I can see like a lot of like kids wanting it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I played Luigi's Mansion 3.
I really like Luigi's Mansion 3 as well. That's my favorite of the series, and I love the first game as well. But Luigi's Mansion 2 doesn't even look as good as Luigi's Mansion 3 as far as I'm concerned.
Have you played any Luigi's Mansion games, Agari?
Nope.
We're going to change that. Those are good games.
If you get the chance to play Luigi's Mansion 3 in co-op with like Gabe or me, it is a fantastic time.
I will state, I'm just going to throw this out here real quick. Like, I had a GameCube growing up, but I barely touched any Nintendo games.
He
Like,
only had iNinja.
yeah, I had iNinja, which I played the shit out of. I had Super Mario Sunshine, which I never beat, unfortunately. But I barely played in any Nintendo games. I'm trying to get, like nowadays, I'm trying to be like, yeah, let's play some Nintendo games. Let's actually try to see if I can get into some Nintendo stuff.
It really helps that we met Gabe when we met Gabe when we were young. Because as soon as when we met Gabe when we were all like in middle school, it was very convenient because Gabe was the Nintendo guy, and we just happened to be the lackeys enough to get him through all of his multiplayer games to get his unlocks.
That's right. Also, because there's no camera, I just handed Agari a copy of Xenoblade Chronicles, and now he's forced by law to play that game all the way through. Anyways, yeah,
That's why I didn't let you buy me my copies.
Luigi's Mansion 2, yeah, it's all right. I didn't play the remake. You know, maybe it's better than I think it is, but from what I have been told, it is just Luigi's Mansion 2 again, which, again, it's a good game. It's not a bad game. It's structured differently than Luigi's Mansion 1 and 3.
It's interesting how much
mission-based.
it sold so quickly.
It did come out last month.
Yeah, that's an insane number to hit within a month.
Yeah, 1.19 was the sales there. Anyways, at number 65, we have Princess Peach Showtime, 1.220. Not much to say there on that game as well. I played a demo for it. It's all right. Bayonetta 2 is at... I lost my place. 1.23. Bayonetta 1 is at 1.24. That just barely sold more.
That does make sense because I think they did a double pack for Bayonetta originally.
Yeah, that's how I originally bought it too.
Off thing, by the way, if you do take a little bit more time with this, we can always eat up the guest topic, or even I don't mind going shorter in mine.
Okay.
But because this is actually a very interesting, like, we're talking a lot with this one. I like this subject.
Yeah, like I want to talk more about some of these, but like if we
don't do every single one,
in depth on all of these, we'll be here for years.
Yeah, I really like this subject that we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you're kind of getting pushed out in the back.
I mean, like, it's okay because I never really.
You got your Bungee topic in.
Yeah, I got my topic in. So. I don't know much about Nintendo, but
you're gonna learn a lot about number 62, Dr. Kawashima's brain training for Switch, which I don't even think released in the States, but it still sold 1.27 million.
Is that just Brain Age?
Yeah, that's Brain Age.
Yeah, okay.
It's Brain Age for Switch. I think it came out in the UK, but it did not come out in the States.
That's wild.
Wild that it sold that much, if that is the case. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Brain Age. I know there was a Brain Age that didn't come to the States.
Astral Chain. That's a...
Yeah, Astral Chain is a game that I have. I have not played it, but I heard it was very good. It is also by Platinum, so it's another action game.
1,330,000.
1.33, we can just say. WarioWare Get It Together at number 60. I get them confused. Get It Together was the one with the separate characters, right? I think.
I don't remember. I know, like, because the one that had all the different characters with different abilities is really good.
I think that was Get It Together. What was the name of the other one, though? Where's my Switch at? I don't even.
Gary, look up look up WarioWare, get it together.
Show me the cover for WarioWare, get it together. Actually,
Agari's our tech man, by the way.
oh yeah, Get It Together is the one with all the separate characters.
What's interesting for me is I did not expect to see the next one so low.
Okay, what is the next one?
Metroid Prime Remastered.
Well, the Metroid Prime series itself.
That also says Q2 2023.
Yeah, it's not probably as updated, but remember Prime Remastered also launched with a shadow drop. It didn't really receive any marketing whatsoever. It just came out. It was really cool. But also Metroid is not necessarily as big of a slugger series as Mario and Zelda, unfortunately. As much as I wish it was, because Metroid is fucking awesome.
I mainly just assumed with like the popularity of Dread that happened recently, I kind of was expecting to see more sales come out of that with that one.
Where is Dread on this list? I know it's higher than
It's
that.
up there. It's number 38.
Okay.
Right above your other game, one of your games that you're going to talk about here in a bit. But
somehow... Oh, I guess there are some third-party stuff on this list. But anyways...
That's what Astral Chain is a third party.
It's Platinum. It's Platinum and Nintendo, published by Nintendo.
Oh, I assume since Platinum is third.
I think. But at number 58, we have Nintendo Labo 01 Variety Kit.
You ever play with the Labo?
Nope.
Do you want to play virtual reality cardboard?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Put the box on your head!
I have real virtual reality for that.
Yeah, but does your virtual reality get soggy?
I mean, if you pour enough water on it, that doesn't mean pour water on my Oculus, please.
Okay, I'll do that when I get home.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance at number 57. I didn't even know this was a game.
I actually have it. I bought it when we went to Family Video's closing.
Oh, also, we forgot to mention Prime Remastered sales are at 1.36. Labo is at 1.42. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance at 1.6 million.
Yeah, that one actually, I bought it. I started it. And it's very... It doesn't feel like it has a lot of life to it. It's interesting.
The Ultimate Alliance?
The Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are really good. 1 in particular is really good, like with the in-depth things to it.
Was that on the GameCube?
No, they were on the PlayStation 2 and 360.
I thought I played some Marvel game on GameCube. Maybe it was on PS2.
You might have played X-Men Legends.
Because I could play as various characters. Like, I remember being able to play as the Fantastic Four.
Look up if Marvel Ultimate Alliance was on GameCube. I don't think it was.
I might have played it on PS2.
It was Marvel Rise of the Imperfects, I think, is what you were talking about. Because it was an arena fighter.
It was over the top game, like looking top down.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
Maybe I'm having a fever dream.
Ultimate Alliance was on PS2.
GameCube.
Was it on GameCube?
I am looking.
I did have a PS2 growing up. I didn't play it a lot, but it might have played it on PS2.
Well, I was gonna say, I know that the fighting game they had was top down, like a arena brawler.
No, it was on Wii and Game Boy Advance, but not GameCube.
I don't want to know what the Game Boy Advance version was like. I might have played the Wii version then. I don't know.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is interesting. I found out recently you can mod the first one on PC to have everything you want ever, so we're not going to go into that right now. Let's go ahead and keep going now.
At number 56, we have Fire Emblem Engage at 1.68 million.
The first Fire Emblem game I haven't bought.
Listen, I like Fire Emblem. I think some of these games are really fantastic and they get shit on by the Smash community. Kind of understandable. But also, Fire Emblem in general has been stuck in like the Sonic the Hedgehog thing where it's like, hey, let's keep celebrating the franchise every game. We're just going to keep celebrating all the past games. We're going to make Fire Emblem Warriors. We're going to make a mobile game that crosses over with all past Fire Emblems. And what is Fire Emblem Engage? It is another game that celebrates the series, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. As I understand, they're not like Marth being in the game isn't like that plot relevant necessarily.
Fire Emblem Engage felt like a Switch version of the mobile game.
Yeah, almost. And I wasn't really a big fan of the character design. I hear that the gameplay is pretty good and the music is fantastic, but I just wasn't interested.
Crest.
I don't want to be Toothpaste-chan. Yeah.
Yeah, look up the main character of Engage Agari if you want to see
the fucking toothpaste character.
It's insane. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one now.
Number 55, Mario Kart Home Circuit 1.73.
I think you actually have this one, don't
It's
you?
right behind your skull.
Yep, right here.
What's interesting about this is technically more a toy than it is a game.
Here you go, Agari.
It is a remote-controlled Mario Kart that you can drive around your room. This is, Agari is looking at it right now. I used this thing when I wanted to do a house tour of my apartment when I moved in. I booted up Mario Kart Home Tour and drove it around my apartment and showed everyone where I live.
That's funny.
The range on it is kind of bad. If it goes into another room, it starts looking like a fucking Twitch stream from 2008.
Just TV.
Yeah. Justin TV, yeah. It's an alright thing. It's mostly just a toy. Seeing that it sold nearly 2 million copies is kind of insane. But it's not that substantial of a game. You make your own little courses. You drive around your apartment or your house or whatever, and that's kind of all there is to it.
This next one is actually a recent release as well.
Yep. At number 54, we have Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake at 1.76 million. Surprisingly, and this is a big contention point for a lot of the Paper Mario fans, is that this game didn't sell as well as Origami King, which is, to what a lot of Paper Mario fans may consider a not real Paper Mario game because it doesn't have turn-based battles and XP, and it's a very different playing game. It just stars Paper Mario.
One of my favorite ones was the Wii one that was just a platformer with Paper Mario. That one was really good.
And I would argue the Wii one is where it really started to go off the rails. But for a lot of Paper Mario fans, they were hoping that this game would outsell Origami King to send a message to Nintendo that is what we more want. But I think when it comes to remakes in general, you're going to have a lot less people that are immediately going to buy them, especially if they already have the game. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me that this game didn't outsell Origami King. And also Origami King came out in the middle of COVID, and a lot of people are just going to buy games more.
There's a few of these that you'll be able to jump into when we get towards the top. Because if you look towards the top of the list, you played one of those heavily with me.
At number 53, we have Miitopia, 1.79 million. It is an RPG version of Tomodachi Life. It is actually really fun, surprisingly. You can create whoever the fuck you want, and in the Switch version, they went ape shit with the Mii editor. If you've not seen it, you can pretty much, if you can think of a thing, you can make it. Someone made like PD Piranha look just like the character, the piranha plant looks just like him, animates just like him. Someone made like the king from Zelda CDI. Someone made Obama.
Miitopia is so cool.
Miitopia on Switch is like so fucking.
I own Miitopia.
Oh, you actually so jump in on this one. You guys can talk about this one.
I've played it a little bit, but I haven't gotten super far into it. I've watched your streams whenever you were playing it, and like it's super fun. But I haven't gotten super heavily into it yet because I don't have a lot of Mii's and I just don't know where.
You can go online and just download them.
That's all you did.
Yeah, you go online. Okay. There's a website that we use for my stream. I'll try to get it to you at some point.
Yeah, if you've happened to play any of these, feel free to absolutely jump in.
Yeah, no, I'll jump in when I can.
Just want to make sure you're included because I feel bad for you.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's just because you're looking at me like that with them lovely eyes.
I'll try to go through some of these next ones pretty quick because we're already 20 minutes into my segment.
Yeah, but remember, we still have some guest segment that we were just cutting out entirely, and I also don't mind giving up some of my topic because, again, we're both kind of working together on this one.
But yeah, Miitopia is great. I like that game. It was at 1.79 million. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, 1.82 million. That is a remake of a Wii game. It is good. There's also mini games from across the entire Kirby series in there, and there's also a character select menu that looks like Lego Star Wars.
Now, this next one's very interesting to me is Octopath Traveler.
Which for some reason has an asterisk. I don't know what that means.
It might be because it also sold on other consoles, because Octopath Traveler has gone out and moved to like so many different like platforms. It's insane.
Well, the asterisks are also under like Pokemon Snap and Pokken Tournament.
Oh, I don't know then. Maybe it's just unverified information.
I'm not too sure. I'm looking around this image and I don't really see what it means.
They don't really have anything either.
But yeah, Octopath Traveler, 1.9 million. This is the game that more or less pioneered the HD 2D art style that has now become...
Oh shit, Gabe's about to talk about the next two though.
Every fucking RPG remake of the next 20 years and its art style is to blame for Octopath Traveler's success. It's a good game. I didn't play much of it, but from what I understand, good game. Cool art style. And so the next game is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about this for the next 20 minutes.
That was our guest topic. Go ahead.
This is going to now be for the rest of this Xenoblade podcast. Can I tell you about Noah's Xenoblade Chronicles? There's this man named Noah. He's got long hair. He plays a flute, and whenever his friends die, he plays the flute for them because they're dead. And they love that.
Wait, do I have to watch this man bust out a flute solo every time one of my party members dies?
No, I made that part up.
Okay.
Okay. Truthfully, there's not much to say here. I am a bit surprised that Xenoblade 3 is underselling Xenoblade 1. Well, actually, they have the same sales data here, but slightly ranked below.
I'm surprised 2 is so much further ahead.
I'm not. We'll talk about that in a moment. But Xenoblade 3 is, in my opinion, the best of the Xenoblade trilogy. Has maybe the weakest story as far as the main game is concerned. The DLC is pretty solid, though. Good ass game. You should play it. If you've never played a Xenoblade Chronicles game, and maybe you think the first game looks too slow and the second game looks too anime, then this is a good middle ground where it's fast paced. And it's not too anime.
I've got all 3, and I am going to be doing something surprising for you.
Never finishing them? That's very surprising.
I'm going to have an entire series about them.
I'll believe it when I see it, buddy. Anyways, number 49.
Oh, Big Brain Academy.
No, 49 is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
God damn it, you already mentioned that one, though.
1.91 million for both Xenoblade 1 and 3. Chronicles Definitive Edition, great remaster. Original Switch Wii game looked like shit. This game looks awesome. Soundtrack also goated. Number 48, Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. Maybe this is the game that didn't come to States. I'm not sure.
I think that one did, because I remember Scott the Waz complaining about that one.
All right, well, Brain versus Brain sold 1.94 million. I've never played a Brain Academy game, so not too sure. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. This is a remaster of the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is now available on Switch.
I know Xenos has played through that.
As the original version was just added to Switch, so if you don't want to buy the remake...
Oh, you can just play the Game Boy Advance one?
Yeah, it's coming out in like 4 days.
Oh, cool. I'm just going to play that then.
1.99 million for that. Pokken Tournament DX. Surprised to see that this one sold so high.
It is actually, it has a niche like audience, and it's very good. I end up going back and playing it my own time, actually, because I remember we convinced you to buy this with the Wii U version, and I remember being the only one at the party like, don't do it.
Weren't you there, Agari?
I think I might have been.
Yeah,
it was the big tournament we had where for the 8-bit Mario or the 16-bit Mario amiibo, but
yeah, like I had an extra amiibo, so I was giving it away as a prize.
Like, you had some extra credit at GameStop, and all the kids were like, yeah, get poking, dude. And I'm the only one that's like, I wouldn't do it, Gabe.
That was when I turned 18. I've not really played a lot of Pokken Tournament. I'm not good at Tekken. I'm not good at Pokemon. so I'm not good
I
at
love
poking.
Tekken, though, and the Pokemon. The Peckin is real good.
Pecking. That is our first game to surpass 2 million sales on this list, though, at 2.04 million. Above that is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is more or less just a re-release of the same game. There's not much new to it.
Didn't that one include Odyssey levels? I believe?
It did, yeah, but it was like 2 levels or 3 levels, something like that.
And
Nothing
also
too
co-op,
substantial.
I think.
Oh yeah. New Pokemon Snap. This was a good release. 2.4 million. Where I lost my place. Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
43.
That's also a good solid game right there. Agari, have you ever played Pikmin?
Nope.
Oh, we're changing that.
It's a fun time with the PvP. I remember Mr. Gabriel and I over there. We were playing some PvP and we found out you can just gang rush the enemy player captain.
Jeez.
You know what we should do? We should save the top half of this list for the next podcast, because this is already hitting up to 30 minutes of my segment, and I'm only halfway through the list.
I mean, I was fine because we have a whole guest segment there that we just...
Well, the guest segment was, remember, we cut it out if we get there within a certain time. That's for pop culture. Well, the guest segment's only there if we have a guest, I think.
Well, I also was just down to give you more time for my subject anyways, because like I said, I've been interjecting with you and working with you on this one.
If it really needs to it, you could just cut down to the top 10 and just finish that.
Do we at least want to get to like the halfway point of the list then at like 36 or something?
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we can save that for the next one.
I think yeah, if I just talk about this again on the next one. Mario Golf Super Rush is at 2.48. It's all right. It's a good game. Not surprised that it sold this much because it's Mario brand, but
I also think the Super Rush though had a lot of problems with the game when it came out.
Yeah, it was very
underbaked.
The Switch Mario sports games just release with like no content, and then they try to add content over time. They try to Splatoon it, but it doesn't work because they release with so little to do initially that it's just not fun. And then it doesn't really get good reviews. Same can be said about number 41, Mario Strikers Battle League, which sold just a little bit more.
It was fun playing a split screen with you on that one. See, I mean, do we hold on, time out real quick. Do we want to go to like the top side of it at least and do that like portion, skip to that, so that way Austin can jump in on some of them, or Agari can jump in on some of them?
Let's stop at number 30.
Okay.
Where are we at?
Super Mario RPG. That one I actually do have.
Where are you at?
You were at 41.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
At number 40 is Arms. Remember Arms?
Oh
I remember
God.
Arms.
But
yeah.
That was one we actually got to try at the event.
At the Switch demo showcase.
That, yeah.
They did a Switch demo showcase across the country, and one of them was Chicago.
So we did a
we did a 30-hour road trip to Chicago.
It wasn't 30 hours. It was like 4.
No, because we gotta tell them 30 so that they're not sure where we live.
Okay. It was 38 hours, guys. We had to hike through the Himalayas to get there.
I met a Yeti named Sam.
Number 39, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This was a Switch launch year game. I think that's why it sold so much. It was
a Switch launch year game. That does make sense.
And it was anime titties, so that's another reason why it sold so
anime
much.
Titties.
It's a good game. I think it gets a bit of a bad rep, Xenoblade 2, but it's also, the criticisms for it are entirely valid, also in my opinion.
Go ahead and ask me my review of it.
What's your review?
Salvage.
What's your review?
Salvaging.
What's your
That's
review?
it. I only salvaged.
Okay.
I salvaged and I made so much money and I sent it to my home.
You salvaged this joke. Thank you. Number 38, Metroid Dread. This is our first game to surpass 3 million in sales. I think. Wait, did I lose my place on the list? No, our first game to surpass. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm on mobile here. Metroid Dread is at 30.07 million sales. That's pretty good for a Metroid game. And
that's what I was saying. That's why I was surprised that the Prime remake didn't do so hot.
Yeah, I suppose Metroid Dread also was that 2021? That was still sort of COVID times.
Yeah,
or
it
was it late
definitely-
2020?
It definitely, I knew all my friends bought it, and then I played it through my friend as well.
I think it was late 2021 on Metroid Dread's release date.
That's one I want to buy myself eventually to support the
Because
game.
the sales say for Q4 2022 for Metroid Dread.
Yeah, that was-
so that
that
could
was probably-
potentially be higher.
Yeah. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is at number 37. It's all right.
I didn't really care for it as much as I did the other Hyrule Warriors.
I like the gameplay of it more.
I
The
did
frame rate
like
is
the-
ass, and the
did-
music is really solid, but I didn't like the story even
I did
remotely.
like the Link the weapons a lot, like the great sword just being like a berserker weapon.
I want to play a Hyrule Warriors game because of I used to grow up playing Dynasty Warriors all the time.
If you want, I have the first Hyrule Warriors.
The first
for
one
Wii
is
U.
worth your time.
Is it?
Yeah, the
Okay.
first one I have it remastered for the Switch. I can throw your way and play it if you want.
I'll probably check it out at some point.
It's definitely worth your time. Gabe used to do Warrior Wednesdays.
I
with it.
remember that. Yep.
Number 36, Super Mario RPG at 3.310. I am really surprised to see that this game sold that well. Like, I knew there was a lot of love for Mario RPG, but to be nearly 3 times the sales of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is a bit surprising, because
I mean,
Thousand Year Door is a lot louder of a vocal community.
I guess my thing there is one was an SNES game, the other was a GameCube game, so potentially one had more time to make more fans and exist. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's like a series of like millennials who were on the Super Nintendo that loved the Square Enix crossover with Mario.
another thing to consider that makes this strange is Mario RPG has been re-released a few times on the SNES Classic and also on Wii Virtual Console. Thousand Year,
It's on the SNES Classic?
I believe so, yeah.
I didn't think it was because I wasn't able to play it on there. They had Earthbound as their big RPG on there.
I thought it was on there. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, regardless, I do know it was on Wii Virtual Console. And, you know, Thousand Year Door is what a lot of people tout as... I'm not necessarily in this camp, but I know a lot of Thousand Year Door fans tout it as like the best game of all time, or at least the best Mario RPG of all time. So to see it sell so significantly less is kind of surprising to me.
I think one did come out before the other, though. Because I think like the Super Mario RPG had like half a year on the other one.
Yeah, it did. It has 6 months more time. So there is that. So maybe it'll sell more by the next quarter. Who knows? Still, it's a good game, both of them. I played Mario RPG. It's enjoyable. Yoshi's Crafted World. Now this surprises me that this is this high, because this game is dog shit. Yoshi's Crafted World is nothing too special. It is an okay video game, but it is just all right.
I blame the donkey memes for it.
Just to go back real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I did look it up, and it was on the Super NES Classic Edition back in 2017, Super Mario RPG.
My bad.
Okay,
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I didn't know for sure.
Just checking.
My bad. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Number 34, Paper Mario Origami King. Going back to the Paper Mario discussion, bit surprised to see that it's this high up. We're looking at 3.47 million. I know I've skipped the exact sales on a few of these, but Pikmin 4, rightfully so, just above that at number 33 with 3.48 million. This is easily the best Pikmin game. If you want a Pikmin game to get into the series, Pikmin 4. Try
I was
it.
about to ask you because I was considering making Pikmin for my first one.
Either Pikmin 4 or Pikmin 3. All of the Pikmin series is on Switch. I recommend starting with either 3 or 4.
And see if you like more.
I would personally say 4 is a lot more built around you've never played it. The tutorials are a lot more handholdy. So note that going into it is that the other Pikmin games hardly have tutorials, whereas Pikmin 4 will tell you more of what to do. So Pikmin 4 is a little more frustrating to go back to, like on a second playthrough, because it's so damn handholdy with the tutorials. But if you don't know what you're doing at all, it's great because it explains itself pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
1-2 switch.
1-2 Switch. How the fuck is this above Pikmin 4?
I was just
I think it's because it was a launch title.
Yeah.
I think you and I played it once.
Once, yeah.
And it was specifically the shaving mini game that I remember.
I remember playing the cow game at the Chicago event.
Yeah,
where you
I
milk
remember
the
that one,
cows.
when you milk the cows. Yeah.
Stupid ass game. What's the sales on that? It's 3.74 on 1-2 Switch. And then the last one that we will discuss for this segment, we'll save the top 30 for next time, is Fire Emblem 3 Houses at 4.12 million. That is a very successful Fire Emblem game.
That is probably one of my second favorite Fire Emblem game.
I remember being skeptical about Three Houses before it came out because I heard a lot of the music and it was like a lot of like trap mixes and like dubstep, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is a game about medieval times. And then I played the game and listened to the soundtrack. I'm like, oh no, this shit's goated.
Just some nightclub music.
It kind of. But it is a good game. What I like about Three Houses is that each time you play it, you know, there's the 3 different routes, technically 4, and you know, you can have a wildly different experience depending on which class you decide to go with, whether you side with the Blue Lions, the Black Eagles, and
then the Golden Stags.
Golden Deer.
The Baratheons.
Yeah. They all 3 of those have completely different storylines.
My favorite, I went with the...
It's not even the same game at that point.
I went with the Golden Stags myself, personally. Deer.
Yeah, Golden Deer.
Golden Stags.
How can you do this to Joe Zizia?
No.
Joe.
I went with the Golden Deer. Oh, actually, surprisingly, I do want to mention that the Fire Emblem 3 Houses Warriors game is actually very good compared to the original Fire Emblem game.
I'm a bit surprised that that's not on this list.
It might be up there in the top 30 half.
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't think that it would outsell 3 Houses.
Yeah, you're right. But I will say that it is significantly better than the Fire Emblem original Warriors.
Yeah, original Fire Emblem Warriors is dog shit. Don't play that game.
That is the worst fucking game I've played. One of them.
All right, well, my segment went on for fucking a million years. That was 40 minutes.
It's okay, you know, that was
I feel
fine.
so bad. I didn't even do the whole thing either.
Nah, it's okay.
To be fair, though, like, that was a really good mixture of both of us talking off with each other.
But now we got to get Agari involved.
Yep, so...
Homeboy has been sitting here, poor Agari, just fucking listening to me one-sided ramble. God damn it. He's trying to fucking roundhouse kick me in the skull after this is over.
All right, gentlemen, let's swap off of a video game subject a little bit. Do you think your grandmother or your favorite grandmother in her prime would win in a wrestling match against the other person's grandmother?
This is a real bad question for me. Melvin, this is
I said in her prime. I didn't say what her current state is.
No, this is a bad question for me. I've only ever had one grandmother.
So, yeah, okay, so then that means your grandmother is in a wrestling handicap match against our 2 grandmothers on each side.
What if our grandmas did like a fusion, and then like they fought your grandma?
I would feel bad for both of you if you had my grandmother fusion with your grandmother's.
You know what? I mean...
You've met my grandma.
I'm just saying, though, well, what's your grandma's power level?
6. That's mine.
Well... To put it lightly,
which grandma? Your favorite one or the non-favorite one?
You figure it out.
And do you give your favorite grandma the power boost compared to your non-favorite grandma?
Can she go Kaioken 10?
You know what?
It depends. How many children does your grandma have? Can she handle that pain?
She was German enough for it.
You know what? Yeah, if anyone's grandma was doing the Kaioken, it was probably Agari's grandma.
Yeah, she was pretty bad.
What kind of wrestling style do you think your grandma would have? Do you think she's a high flyer? Do you think she'd be going off the top rope everywhere?
No, hell no.
Your grandma's a ground pounder. She'll take him to the front ground and beat him up?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What about you? Is your grandma a high flyer?
My grandma would just like use like cats. Because my grandma...
Oh, your grandma's like a summoner.
Yeah. She's like the Terraria summoner class. Yeah, she summons 14 cats. Fun fact, by the way, my grandma on my mom's side of the family at one point, I think, had 16 cats at one moment.
Holy shit.
Like all at the same time. 16 was the most that she ever had at one moment.
It's very sad. We're rivaling that, unfortunately, in my current living circumstances. My grandma, I think, would fit mostly as a barbarian. Actually, yeah. What kind of D&D class would you put your grandmother as, Agari?
Ooh, if I were to put her as a D&D class, she would probably be. That's really hard because
It's hard for me for my grandma because my grandmother is strong, like very strong, as in like we used to call her Popeye the Sailor Man because she used to be able to just go boom.
I would
like
say
fucking tear the fabric on her arm.
because of how charismatic she was, she would probably be a bard.
Your grandma's a bard.
Yeah.
Do you think your grandma fuck the dragon?
No, but she would make it talk to its manager.
Your grandmother would not fuck the dragon.
She would not fuck the dragon.
Okay,
But she could probably talk it out of like.
So yeah,
you know,
but my
like,
grandmother,
any situation.
it's like my grandmother's nice. My grandmother's like actually isn't like dumb like a barbarian. But when my grandmother was really mad, she'd spit her dentures out and then pump up her arms and come after you.
My grandma is a gnome.
I can see that.
Did we already ask this question earlier? But Agari, what is your go-to Taco Bell order?
Oh yeah, we talked about this earlier. We mentioned it. My go-to Taco Bell order, at least right now, is the what is it? The street steak chalupas.
Those are very surprising. Have you had those yet?
No.
Those are surprisingly very good.
And get this, I hate Taco Bell chalupas. I hate their chalupas.
They're like not like their normal chalupas.
No,
is the
they're not.
interesting part. They're like so they take like kind of like a mini chalupa bread, cut it in half, fry it with some dough in the inside of it,
Chalupin.
and they just throw some steak, onion, cilantro, and sauce in there.
Oh, it's so good.
And they give you like 2 mini ones.
That's like my most favorite thing right now at Taco Bell.
Yeah, their box there is really good. My favorite thing from Taco Bell. Have you ever had their stackers?
Yeah, their stackers are good.
I like getting like they're like just like a folded over taco like quesadilla with meat and cheese in there, and I like getting like 4 of those bad boys
That's
lined
that
up.
good
and,
old
like,
cravings menu.
I'm incredibly basic. I'll flip between only 2 things when I order Taco Bell. My primary order is the Crunchwrap Supreme with 2 soft tacos added onto it. And then my alternate option is the grilled steak burrito
That's a
with
good one.
also 2 soft tacos added onto it.
Did you
Loads of fire sauce.
Did you guys get to try the Cheez-It stacker? Not the Cheez-It stacker. I hear a noise.
Cheese it.
the Cheez-It stacker or club Crunchwrap is
Crunchwrap,
very
that's
good.
what it was. Yeah, the
It was
Cheez-It
very. I
Crunchwrap.
enjoyed it personally.
I missed
giant
the
crunch.
volcano menu. They brought it back last year for 1 month, and then they
Yeah.
fucking dropped it again.
I missed the volcano.
I miss the grillers.
The grillers are good.
So fucking upset with this guy.
I miss Yellow Wendy's.
Yellow
Yellow
Wendy's.
Wendy's, yeah.
Yeah.
Piss Wendy?
Piss Wendy.
Piss Wendy's, yeah, from back in the 90s. It was great. That was when the food really hit.
Okay, so I got a thing then, real quick. What is your favorite pop culture X video game tie-in? So, just something kind of like, for example, you know how Mortal Kombat has all
Project Cross. No.
you know how
That game
Mortal
is
Kombat
alright.
has all of the characters from like The Boys or something in there. 'Cause,
I
like,
guess. I don't want to say Smash Brothers because Smash Brothers would be probably a really easy answer. But
I mean, just,
I really like some of so I have a few examples of like some video game crossovers I thought were really good.
Wait, is the topic about crossover, or is this about specifically crossing over with non-video game franchises?
like just whatever. So like let's say there's a character from a show that you really like in the video, like Fortnite, like how they have the characters that are in Fortnite. It's not exactly that they're involved in the story. It's just
I guess
like a
the main
crossover.
point here is: are we looking at game characters going into other games, or are we looking at media characters going into games?
because you mentioned Homelander in Mortal Kombat.
I guess
'Cause
both.
Mortal Kombat would be a very good one where it's like with the what Mortal Kombat X was this entirely horror movie, like
Mhm.
villains.
Yeah, I guess it's just more. I'm more opening up a broad term of like both, media or video games.
I was gonna say my favorite, if we're going to be crossing this over with media and gaming. Have any of you played the game Quantum Break at all?
I play Quantum Break.
Quantum Break is
Never heard of it.
Quantum Break is a game done by a company called Remedy. They're the people that did not Mad Max, Max Payne and Alan Wake. Essentially, you know how Max Payne has that stinky cheese face.
No,
Oh.
I don't know who Max Payne is.
Okay, you know what? We'll come back to you on that one. So essentially, Quantum Break has a live-action TV show that runs alongside your gameplay that goes goes along based on your decisions that you picked.
That's cool.
So, like, say, spare a girl's life at the beginning of the game, then the episode will have choices that were affected by that mixed into their live-action television show, as if there's multiple episodes based on the variance of your choices.
That's cool. I like that.
If we're going with strictly like media mixing in with video games rather than games crossing over with games.
Yeah. Gob, anything for you?
I liked when they put the Mercedes-Benz in Mario Kart.
Okay, that's a pretty funny one. Actually.
That one's pretty lit.
That's a pretty good one.
I use those as the problem. Like,
I don't know why they did that. Remember when they put Mario and Luigi in NBA Jam?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
How about fucking Spider-Man and Tony Hawk?
Yeah, and Darth Maul and Jango Fett.
Crossover for the Tony Hawk games that always had like some weird like media character tie-in. I actually did have one topic of my own I wanted to bring up.
Hang on, sorry. One more thing I just thought of.
Go ahead. No, I'm more than perfectly going back.
The only reason I'm talking, the only reason why I played Fortnite End Statement was because they put Peter Griffin in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
To be fair, for me, it was the Dragon Ball Supers event that got me real into it. Because I was just running around with three other friends with 2 Gokus and 2 Vegetas, just riding up in a car. Both of us
in one cup.
Yeah, in one cup, one piss cup for the whole map.
Anyways, let's go back onto your topic.
Anyways, what I wanted to bring up was it's a sad day in gaming journalism because unfortunately GameStop announced the closure of GameInformer. Have you guys heard about this recently?
I've heard about it. I remember having a GameInformer subscription a long time ago.
I still had one. I still had one. I didn't even know they were gonna. Because I liked reading their magazine. I loved getting it physically. It was one of my favorite things.
I used to collect a lot of them, but like I stopped after a minute because I just stopped going to GameStop. So I just kind of canceled the subscription. I remember having a bunch of GameInformers though, and I'd always read them. I still think I have my stack of GameInformers from X amount of years ago, but I remember just, going there at Hot Topic. They were like, oh, hey, like, what was it, like $15 or something, like $20?
Yeah, it was like $15. You get the upgraded Pro Rewards membership with the GameInformer.
Yeah,
and that was just a sick deal. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still remember still getting them, and it hurts though knowing that that's not ever gonna happen again. Pretty much.
Yeah, after what 33 years you said?
I think it was 34.
34 years, but it's still a long time for that to be running. Did you guys know that
GameStop primarily owned them? I didn't realize how directly GameStop owned them. I
thought that's why it was part of the GameStop bundle.
Exactly why it was part of the bundle, because it was just pretty much a tacket for their deals and stuff like that.
Because even ThinkGeek was attached to GameStop, and even ThinkGeek would push GameInformers. Not as much as GameStop. No, ThinkGeek. Well, not at. Well, I think there are
our local one.
The local one's closed.
Oh, we lost the ThinkGeek store in the local one
a long time ago.
I didn't realize they did that to us down here in Mishawaka.
A long time ago, they closed it down.
Mishawaka. That is our now. By the way, if you ever want to know where we're from, it is forever. Can someone write that down in the notes segment?
Mishawaka. This is where.
How do you spell that?
Misha, M-I-S-H-A.
Wait, is it S-H or C-H? Because it's based on Michigan, right?
I got you.
Mishawaka.
I got you.
Hang on, let me read this with a little reverb.
Mishawaka. Good old Mishawaka.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. But essentially, I didn't know that we lost our ThinkGeek store.
Yeah.
There were some fine ladies working in there.
That was a fun store. I worked at that store for a little bit, and I had a great time with all the employees and stuff there. They were super fun people. There was a bunch of Star Wars nerds and every time we just have people come in, mess around with the props and stuff, they'd always have somebody just messing around with something or other. I know a couple people came in there that had like stormtrooper outfits, and like they would sell like stormtrooper helmets. They had like
that's where I bought mine.
Yeah, they had all sorts of just cool gaming related stuff and pop culture related stuff as well.
Now, did you hear about the upsetting part about the? Well, I mean, aside from the fact that this was going to be closed off and be shut down, the real upsetting part about this is, did you know that every employee on the GameInformer staff was blindsided with this information?
I did hear about that.
I didn't hear about that.
I can't, but so essentially, they were 70% of the way through finishing the next issue, which according to insider sources, one person was 73%. He said it was going to have a really awesome cover. It's a shame that they cut it out shortly. But it's wild to me that they didn't even give them time to even like consider severance or anything like that. They just straight up killed the entire like.
Yeah, they just like said no, fuck off, get out. They didn't really warn anyone about it.
I'm really surprised like that isn't like something that just comes within like journalism contracts and stuff like that. But I guess what comes down to it is, do you think this is a sign that journalism in video games is changing in a different direction now?
I would say, well, more towards obviously the electronic part of it, like online.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, necessarily. I'm honestly surprised that they were still making that. I thought this happened years ago.
I mean, GameInformer did go digital, actually. You could read all their articles and stuff on their website.
Well, not even just that. It's just like, who even reads articles all that much anymore? Like, generally, I mean, definitely sometimes, but generally you just get like headlines or like you see like a video about it. But at least for me, I don't really read articles anymore at all. So
I usually, if it's something that I'm interested in, that I'll read up on it. But for the most part, like all my news, I usually just get based off of headlines. And like, if I decide something like is of worth, talking on a podcast, for example, then I'll
why would you ever do that?
Yeah, why would I do that? But like, I can see, I don't want to say I can see where the failure came in for, like GameInformer as a magazine, because obviously everyone has a preference of wanting to get their news about gaming or whatever. But I feel like maybe in the age of being digital, maybe it's not as good to put out a physical form, because sometimes it might be outdated, sometimes it might be whatever the case may be. But
when's GameInformer going to start their podcast to rival Pixel Pulse?
Yeah.
I mean, G4 came back, so
I remember G4. Yeah.
Do you guys know about G4 coming back for a short time for a second?
I don't even know what G4 is.
So back then, when you had like the higher cable, the upper middle class cable, lower middle class cable, if you want. There was a gamer channel called G4,
and I love G4,
and it had a bunch of different gamer-related shows. Where it had like X-Play, Attack of the Show.
Yeah, I remember
a few things like that. They decided in the year of our Lord 2023 or 2022 when they did this, they decided to try and come back with GameInformer, or not GameInformer, G4 again.
I remember,
and they got like Scott the Woz to make some shorts for it. They had they had one of the members of the Only Plays, I think, made like a thing for G4 as well. But it was just interesting that they tried to bring that back and it failed terribly.
I think of G4 as the way that I think of how iCarly had a reboot.
iCarly had a reboot?
Yeah.
So wait, where does the gaming outlet reboot fit into all of this?
That's what this is. So here we are rebooting an old, outdated source of news. But I guess what I'm noticing more and more is a lot of like my news even comes from YouTubers these days. It seems like.
That's usually where I get info.
It's wild at this point. Now, I've heard some sources recommend Grounded News is a very good way to get news that's unbiased and like actually like really firsthand. But it's just interesting to think that we're slowly pushing more and more that would we technically be bottlenecking the amount of information people are receiving because of this way with who they're picking on their YouTubers and stuff like that? And does that mean like the algorithm itself would also go and dictate what people will be advertising their newses towards?
To some extent. I mean, that's why I guess it's up to individual people at that point to look for unbiased sources if that's something that they want or feel like they need. Ultimately, I think it's important for people to get their news from a source that they can trust. And, you know, what can't be denied about like the internet is you don't have to pay for a subscription necessarily to get the news from a lot of these places. And I feel like that's definitely an outdated format on why, you know, GameInformer can no longer be nearly as lucrative these days. It is a bit of a shame. It's like when Nintendo Power went down like 8 or 9 years ago, however long that was. But they also came back with a podcast as well. So I wouldn't put it past GameInformer or maybe some of the writers behind it to start their own thing and still keep their voices out there for those who want to hear from them specifically. Or, you know, I'm sure they'll do something along the lines of continuing journalism.
There's definitely one thing about, like, especially nowadays, is that there is never not enough news. Like, there's always something happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bottomless well. There's always going to be something dripping, but...
Right.
I'm always wearing the drip.
Yeah.
I'll leave now. It's okay. See you later, everyone. Goodbye.
Sit him back down. We're going to beat it at... Anyways. I guess where I was going to go with this is I didn't check to see if this means that the GameInformer website is also going down now.
Oh, yeah. That's something to take into
consideration. You want to look that up for me real quick?
Yeah, I could take a look at that.
Is it the company that filed? Like what's
GameInformer shut down, or sorry, GameStop shut GameInformer down. So I'm wondering if that means their website's going to be gone.
Their website's going to be gone.
Okay, so that's even more interesting. They don't even want to keep like the website space up for it, and not like just get rid of the physical side.
Well, you know what the real problem here is, right? It's fucking GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop is also
is struggling to stay relevant, and like I do like getting physical copies. I mostly buy digital these days, but when I do get a physical copy, I'm just gonna be honest. I'll usually either wait for Amazon or, you know, Walmart, Myers. You know, grocery stores carry games. Sometimes, in the case of Walmart, for some reason, for cheaper.
I mean, it's like if I want to play that game day one,
right?
I'm just going to get it digitally.
And the nearest GameStop to me, as far as I'm aware, is in the middle of a mall. So, like, I can't even, like, I don't think there are any standalone GameStops nearby.
A mall that is known to be a pretty much open PvP zone.
Yeah. I don't really like going to that mall very much anymore myself.
Yeah, for some reason, our mall has decided to be an open PvP zone for people to settle out some combat.
It's not even Smash Brothers. They're not even settling it in Smash.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of hunters trying to mash their 3 buttons.
As far as everything that I can tell from this article, from Forbes, they're basically saying everything has been shut down via GameInformer.
Sorry, how did you pronounce that?
Forbes?
I thought it was pronounced Forbies.
I thought it was Forbes.
Forbes.
But basically, they're just summarizing that, GameInformer is shutting down completely. It looks like their website's going to be completely shut down as well.
That is wild that they're getting rid of the website entirely. But I mean, also GameInformer is owned by GameStop, the company whose stock went to the moon, apparently.
Yeah, all those years ago.
Yeah, as a joke. I can't believe that. What a fucking meme that was, huh? All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and lighten up the mood a little bit here. I want to ask some stupid-ass trivia questions. This is we're going to be competing for...
2 penis holes.
That's me. We're going to be competing for cheesy double beef burritos here, gentlemen.
Cheesy double beef
burritos. Like, you have a real prize on the line? Is waiter on the way here?
No. But, I mean, if you win this trivia... There's going to be a series of 5 questions.
Oh, God.
And this is going to go through both of you.
There's going to be 5 layers of burrito.
There's going to be 5 layers of burrito, yes.
Okay.
So essentially, I'm going to ask you these silly ass trivia questions, and whoever wins will get a tally towards their cheesy double beef burrito board.
I'm bad at trivia, so
That's going to be our reward.
What is the genre of the trivia?
It's just going to be stupid, silly trivia, just to lighten the mood a little bit.
just like genuine trivia.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh God.
So, okay, I fell in the cave for a second. Where were fortune cookies invented? Is it A, China, B, Japan, C, USA, or D, France?
What the fuck am I listening to? What is this show?
China.
France.
You were both wrong. Fortune cookies were invented in Japan.
Okay,
Oh.
fair enough.
Okay,
So nothing for our burritos.
No guac for me.
which country invented ice cream?
France.
Is that your answer?
I don't know what my options are.
France.
He says France. I'm gonna. It's one of the options actually.
France, then.
You have USA, Italy, France, or China who invented ice cream.
I feel like Italy.
According to this, it was actually China.
Of course, it was fucking China.
That's why I
Not
swapped it
France.
around.
Damn it.
Oh my god. Okay. What is the national animal of Scotland?
France.
Oh, that's the unicorn.
Ah, that's okay. So
I knew that one,
we're not gonna-
actually.
well, you know what? You didn't buzz in. So,
He said France.
so far you are not getting your cheesy burrito.
Oh, I'm gonna starve to death.
Come on,
At
guys.
least France is there. For
You gotta,
me.
you gotta earn like one full burrito here. Come on.
So did my answer not count? I gave you the correct answer.
Yeah, I say it counts. I veto this bill.
Yeah, all right.
Okay,
Hold
I
on,
was
hold on,
like-
hold on. What letter was that answer? Is it A, B, or C, or D?
That's not fair.
I'm gonna go see.
Ah, you fucking!
Did I get it?
He got it right. Yeah. No, I'm joking. All right.
Wait, so did I not get it? Did I?
No,
not
you
get
got it.
Oh, I
You
didn't.
He
Okay.
said he was
okay.
joking.
Okay.
He was joking that you did not get it.
So this one's a gamer-related question.
Oh, finally something I can fail.
France.
Who said
I wasn't gonna go France this
Who
time.
said France this time?
That wasn't me.
In the Pac-Man video game.
Where does it take place, France?
What is the name of the pink ghost?
Pinky.
Pinky.
Yeah, okay. You guys, yeah, that's a tie on that one.
One of them is Clyde.
No,
I think the orange one.
I think that was the orange one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the orange one.
Oh fuck! I love Clyde.
Clyde. France.
This is so yeah, okay. That one was both of you guys got that one. So here's
Finally, a tortilla.
We got one. Yeah, you guys have. He has one scrap of a tortilla. You got a half tortilla.
So wait, how does he have more than me? I got two of them right. How does he have more than me? This is bullshit.
He needs more food than you.
Oh, because I'm a VTuber? Is that what it is?
You don't eat.
YouTubers don't have rights.
You eat coding. VTubers aren't real.
You mean my anime people aren't real?
No, you're fine. I'm just. You have 1 point so far.
What? He's got two. I got two.
No, you both guessed the same answer in the last one, so no one
Right,
got
but
points.
But then I got the unicorn.
What do you mean no one got a
He
point?
only got the unicorn one right.
So are you saying that he got no? Because I said Pinky too.
You both said Pinky at the same time.
So we
I was
so we
just-
don't get a point.
I wasn't gonna reward either of you. 'cause you
What
both
the
got it
fuck?
right.
I have to starve because you're smart.
God damn it!
Oh, I see you enjoyed this game. What year did Microsoft release Windows 95?
95.
Is it A94? B94?
You didn't even give Agari a chance to answer that.
I'm letting him read off the
Is
answers.
it C96 or D97?
It's gotta be D 97.
It's 95, I think.
You actually going D for 95?
Yeah,
Are you
I'll
fucking
full
for
send
real?
it. I'll full send it.
Why?
97. Give him something.
I need to eat.
He needs his food.
It is 95. It's me.
Thanks.
France.
No, it was not found in France. Lose a point. No.
Damn, I'm really not going to eat anything then.
We're 1-1 so far.
We're still 1-1.
I can't even. I had 4 or 5 questions ready for this. I gotta keep going.
Where are you getting these from?
This is a website. Anyways.
They shall go unnamed. They can get no promotion.
In what country were the first potatoes fried and served as French fries?
France.
Is it A, America, B, France, C, Belgium, or D, Germany?
Germany.
Part of me wants to say the United States.
It was not France. I actually know this, that it wasn't France.
Is that what your guys' final answers
Yes.
are?
Yeah.
It was actually Belgium.
Ow.
Sorry.
I can see Belgium, though.
Where is it illegal to frown at cows at?
What?
What country is it illegal to frown at cows?
Alabama.
Options. That's not a country.
It's Australia is A, B is Canada, C is USA, and D is UK.
That feels like a Canada thing. I think I'm going to go Canada.
That feels like Australia.
Is that your final answer for both of you guys?
Yes.
Funny enough, it was actually USA.
What?
Probably
It
in
is-
certain states.
It is illegal to frown at cows in the USA.
In some states.
I'm sure in some states, yeah.
I'll frown at all the cows I want to. Stupid cows.
I guess it's the website's called blog.livereacting.com. I don't know. I can't even verify these are right or not. I just think these are funny as shit, though, because you guys are just going wild with it. What animal classification is a turtle? Is it A, amphibian,
France.
B, reptile, C, mammal, D, France?
Wait, what are my options?
Is it amphibian, reptile, mammal, or bird?
Amphibian.
Say it again? Amphibian?
Amphibian, reptile, mammal, or bird?
It's not a mammal. It's not a bird. It's not France. What did you say? You said it was amphibian?
Amphibian.
I'm going reptile.
Gabe gets the E! That's a point for Gabe. It's apparently turtles count as reptiles. You would think amphibian. I thought so too,
Yeah,
actually.
that's interesting.
So Gabe's at 2.
Finally,
One.
I can eat.
We're getting there. We're getting somewhere.
Okay, so I heard Gabe's at 1 and I'm at 1. We got a
2 more.
tiebreaker.
We need 2 more points for you to win.
France.
France. You know what? This is gonna be a good one. Which mammal has no vocal cords? Gorillas, giraffes, elephants, or dolphins?
I think it was giraffes. I thought I heard.
I have never heard a giraffe go. What were the options
Gorillas, giraffes, elephants, or dolphins?
for vocal cords?
Yeah. This is the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go for dolphins.
You said giraffe?
Yep.
Surprisingly, it's the giraffes.
No, I've never heard a giraffe say anything. I wanted my boy to eat.
You know, this
Yay.
is 2-2. We're gonna make this one the last one.
All right, the winning point.
I want to interject here. Talk about GameInformer again real quick.
Okay.
I just saw something, and their total circulation in 2011 was 8 million, and in 2017 it was 7.5 million.
Holy shoot! They lost 500,000 people.
So God knows only how much more they lost after 2017. Anyways, sorry, I just want to interject.
So this is going to be an open-ended question to both of you. This is the tiebreaker. You both at 2.
Oh God, I'm scared. Help me.
Okay,
What does the name Cerberus translate to?
Cerberus, like the dog.
Yes.
Dog.
A 3-headed dog.
Is there multiple choice, or is this? Are you asking me to guess
want
out
me
of
to-
all the?
Do you want me to? I'll make this multiple. This is one I came up with on my own. I'll give you multiple choices.
Wait, how can I trust you as a source if I can't trust the other website?
Because you can trust me on this one. I looked this one up and verified it.
Let me inconspicuously look it up right now.
Hey, wait a minute.
So you have the options are A, Fido, B,
France?
France, C, Spot, and D, three-headed dog.
It's Spot.
I'm still going with three-headed dog.
Gabe, you win your cheesy double beef burrito.
All right, I'll go starve.
That's it. You win one. You can save that cheesy and put that down in the notes. Cheesy double beef.
Can I use that as a down payment to get another one?
You can earn it.
Like invest in like the double beef burrito.
On this
economy.
podcast, our currency is going to be cheesy double beef burritos now.
Our podcast located in Mishawaka.
Mishawaka.
Mishawaka, right?
I have put it in the Discord. Gabe wins a cheesy double beef burrito.
So we're going to have a cheesy double beef burrito counter on the side of the screen from here on out. No, we're not. But that's going to be our currency. Austin, I think you said you had a grab bag for us.
I had a grab bag. I think I already used it though.
Was that the pop culture one or the mixture of that one?
Oh, you know what? Hell no. I know what we can talk about. The fucking fact that there was somebody that was talking about the Skibidi toilet meme trying to sue Gary's Mod. And so there was a whole thing about that. Apparently, like the creator of Skibidi Toilet was trying to sue the creator of Gary's Mod. And there was an article that was written about it talking about how
fucking excuse me?
Yeah, no. So somebody, we don't know if this is confirmed or not, but it seems like the situation has died down, so it's probably what happened. But somebody opposing as the creator of the Skibidi Toilet meme had sent a cease and desist to the creator of Gary's Mod. And they were trying to get Gary's Mod to pay them for the models and stuff that they were using for the Skibidi Toilet meme, but obviously that doesn't make sense. Why would they do that?
That doesn't work when you're using Source Filmmaker as your shit post.
Yeah, so of course, that doesn't make sense in the retrospect, but then there was somebody who also had come forward saying that they were the actual creator, saying that they're not trying to sue Gary's Mod for that.
For the record, this has happened a few times with Nintendo and other companies too. They're just like copyright trolls, essentially, is what it is.
Well, actually, fun fact about that one with Nintendo. Did you know Nintendo actually made Gary's Mod remove all of the Mario content?
Oh, I know that one happened, but I'm saying there has been situations where like people pose as Nintendo asking fan projects to come down and stuff like that.
But it's still like it's insane that Nintendo killed all of the Gary's Mod Nintendo
I'm not
content.
sure why. It doesn't really make much sense.
It might be like an image thing they're worried about, like, because I know me and Xenosys made a drug-based, or sorry, a gun-running story out of Mario and Luigi, and we had a drug empire-themed video we were working on called Mario and Luigi Drug Day.
I thought that whole thing with Nintendo, like, going cease and desist on Gary's Mod was for the video games that were available through Gary's Mod that you could play. Like,
I didn't know that.
That's what I thought it was about. I didn't know if it had to deal with like.
I didn't know much about the situation myself.
Neither did I. Couldn't really find anything.
Because
I just know that
I remember
it seems like Nintendo would do that.
I remember hearing about it a long time ago because people were able to get emulators and stuff working in Gary's Mod.
Oh, that'll be it.
That's exactly what it was. I remember that working. So I was like, I don't remember hearing them saying like you can't use our assets, but like I remember the emulation being a big thing.
I just remember that all of like the Nintendo content on the Gary's Mod Workshop got removed.
Did it? Okay, because I had no idea about that.
I know in a general sense, there's a good lawyer YouTuber that I watch called Moon Channel who has done some...
check myself actually before I say that, sorry.
He's done some videos talking about general like cease and desist and like why does Nintendo / Sega / whatever company act specific ways. That's USB-C, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it, sorry, Austin.
Now you're good. You're good.
And from what I understand, the general premise is sometimes when you have a copyright, in American copyright law, you have to, like, if you just sit there and let other people use it, apparently you can lose your copyright, such as, or I think this applies with trademarks. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so don't accept my word as the official, but from what I understand, like, remember in like the 90s when everyone was calling everything a Nintendo?
Yeah.
Nintendo had to campaign against calling it Nintendo, otherwise they would lose the rights to their name of their company, Nintendo, because everyone was referring to video games as a Nintendo. And that happened with, like, I think like Kleenex. They lost the trademark to that because they weren't able to successfully campaign against it, and it's happened with other things. I think the most famous example, I believe, is Elevator. Actually, was the name of a company that made elevators, but then everyone was calling them elevators, and now they lost the name of that. I don't know what that company is now, but essentially that's what it kind of can come down to a lot of the times when it comes to allowing some of these things. But generally, as long as you're not profiting off of using their assets, Nintendo won't come after you. But if you're like really big and you profit off of their assets, they kind of have to.
I remember. I wanted to chime back in on the Gary's Mod thing. It turns out they were ordered to remove all Nintendo-related items from the Steam Workshop.
Okay, so they were.
So it was everything. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing us towards something here. Austin, we already talked about some things. Not Austin, Agari.
You already said it was all right.
Yeah, I said it was all right. It's fine.
You're gay.
What was that timestamp?
I'm leaving that in. I'm putting reverb
whatever.
on
that. Where was I? So, is there anything you're working on project-wise right now that we could be looking out for you in the future?
I don't really have any projects coming up right now. This is probably the only project that I'm working on at the moment. I don't really have much else going on. I stream every once in a while. I got school coming up, so that's pretty much my big projects. Is just
what are you going to go to school for?
Software engineering.
Big cock.
Heck yeah.
Big cock. Hell yeah. Big cock.
This is the reveal where actually I'm the gay one.
I knew it.
So where can we find you at?
You could find me at twitch.tv/agari_uchu. You can find me on Twitter, well, X, whatever you fucking want to call it.
Or I'm not calling it Twitter.
I'm not calling it X.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Twitter at agariuchu. You can find me on TikTok at agariuchu as well. That's just pretty much my main socials that I use. Instagram, agariuchu, whatever. Just all that kind of
How do you spell Uchu, by the way?
It's UCHU.
So, Uchu!
How do you spell the space in between it?
SPACE.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I know how to spell that.
Yeah. Do you?
He just spelled it.
That's it.
Oh.
I just left it.
Wow, that joke went right over my fucking head.
Yeah, it's because it was in space. All right, Gabe, where can we find you at, and what are you currently working on for us to look forward to?
Well, I'm not going to school for big cock, unfortunately.
Damn.
Nor am I going to school for two cock. However, I am going to school for three cock.
Damn.
Whoa, a third cock inside?
Yeah. No, you can find me at twitch.tv/GabrielSurgeVA, where I do monkey ball and I yell and make funny noises. And also I play a game where there's a funny mafia man, but he's in Japan. And so his name is Yakuza, Jonathan Yakuza. It's a fun game.
Jonathan Yakuza.
I guess as far as future projects, there's this little indie thing that I'm working on called Gaming Outlet. You could go to that website, www.youtube.com/search/gaming-outlet, spelled SPACE. Just kidding. Don't space that out and spell it just like that, because then you'll get sued.
By Agari.
By Agari.
Because of the space.
Yeah.
I'll fucking sue you.
Quick, give him space. Anyways,
But yeah, twitch.tv/Gabriel Surge VA. I guess I also write music, but you don't care. And I don't care. So
I care. I use your music.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself, Water Melvin.
My highlight of my personality is I like to think of ideas and then not follow through on half of them. So currently you can find me at Water Melvin on YouTube. I primarily do YouTube. I'm going to be staying on YouTube when I do start streaming. I live in country bumpkin fuckville, so unfortunately streaming's not really an option for me.
Get the fuck out of here.
But I'm working on a series where I want to try and tackle as many zombie games as I can find and kind of review them, give them a look at there, because I have a fascination for things that are dead. Just like my sex life. And so I want to go and also incorporate gaming outlet is pretty much my main source of things where you can find me at. If you want to see me in a solo setting, Water Melvin, I also work with another group with the Gari called Starfruit Brigade, but unfortunately we're kind of on a hiatus in there because I'm only really the active member there doing anything with that. But other than that, Water Melvin, that's my name. I like it. I'm funny enough a watermelon based YouTuber.
He's based, all right.
He's not the bass boost, but so
I'm too lazy to reach over.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah, don't reach over that. We're good. But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and close this out with pretty much. I hope you all have a wonderful night. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Tune in for more. This was our pilot episode. We clocked in at 142 minutes, baby.
2 hours, 2 minutes. That was 20 minutes. Yeah. Anything else?
Spaghetti.
We're probably gonna go make food, eat food or something. I don't know. Drink water. Water.